Hey, it's Mark Andrews, and here are questions 51 through 60 of the study guide. Okay, question 51. I'm almost afraid to give you guys this one, but here we go. A third and 6 at the B30. A23 runs to the B8. Okay, got a first down. During the run, Team B's head coach swears at that poor line judge again. The referee determines the appropriate penalty enforcement, and as the referee is giving his signals and U is marking off the enforcement, A33 taunts B27. And he rule reference is 10.25A, and I don't know what this is. I think this might be the NFHS mechanics manual, which we don't use. But regardless, if you look at 10.25A, it kind of tells you, but if you look at B, it tells you exactly. If both teams commit unsportsmanlike non-player or dead ball personal fouls prior to the completion of penalty administration for those fouls, the distance penalty for an equal number of 15-yard unsportsmanlike non-player and dead ball personal fouls will offset. Any remaining penalties will be enforced separately and in order of occurrence. So, because we hadn't finished the penalty administration, the U is marking it off, but he hasn't finished, these penalties are going to offset. Had A33 taunted after the umpire had placed the ball, then we would penalize those separately. And it's a fine line, right? So you gotta be aware of this stuff. So in this case, the foul's offset, A first and goal at the B8. Answer is B. Okay, question 52. A fourth and 6 from the A30. So it's fourth down. Quarterback A4 under pressure at the A20 throws the ball forward where it is caught by A55 at the A37, where he is downed. So 7-yard gain, right? First down. But it took me a minute to figure out what was wrong with this. It's this. It's A55. What is A55? He is a lineman. He is an eligible receiver. Okay. So we have he can't catch the ball unless it's touched by B. If he's touched by B, it's fine. But if it's not, he cannot catch the ball. He can't touch the ball. So do we have an illegal forward pass? Is it A's ball? Is it B's ball? What do we got? So refers to 752, which is the definition of an illegal forward pass, and there's 5 of them. And basically it's intentional grounding, 2 passes, a pass beyond the neutral zone, and a pass after team possession is changed. I've never seen that. So that would be like if there's an interception or a scrimmage kick, or even a scrimmage kick, and then they threw the ball forward. No, not happening. But none of those include a pass thrown to an ineligible receiver. So we go down. If we go down to 7.5.13, scroll. Fast, Mark, fast. All right. Sorry to make you guys watch me do that. 7.5.13. Come on. An ineligible A player has illegally touched a forward pass if he bats, muffs, or catches a legal forward pass unless the pass has first been touched by B. Okay, so it is illegal touching. It is not an illegal forward pass. And what is the penalty for illegal touching? Well, if we go to our penalty summary, we see that illegal touching right here is a 5-yard penalty. You notice it was in the 5-yard box there. And it's also a loss of down. So we are going to have, and what kind of play was this? It's a loose ball play. So the enforcement spot is the previous spot, which would be the A30. So we're going to have illegal touching, B's ball, 1st and 10 at the A25. Answer is D. Okay, question 53. This one's a little tricky, and believe it or not, this has happened a few times, and we've gotten it wrong. We've missed it. So pay attention. K, it's a try. Holder K26 in a legal scrimmage kick formation, so he's at least 7 yards behind the snapper, receives the snap with his knee on the ground. He immediately throws the ball backward and underhand to kicker K2, who throws a forward pass to A87 in the end zone, who catches it there. Is that 2 points, or is the try unsuccessful? And so the rule references 4.2-2A exception. So the ball becomes dead and the down is ended when a runner goes out of bounds, is held so his forward progress up, or allows any part of his person other than hand or foot to touch the ground. So effectively, the holder is a runner when he receives the snap. But there are exceptions. The ball remains alive if at the snap a place kick holder with his knees on the ground and with a teammate in kicking position catches, recovers the snap while his knee is on the ground and places the ball for a kick. Or if he rises to advance, hand, kick, or pass. Or the ball remains live if at the snap a place kick holder with his knee on the ground and with a teammate in kicking position rises and catches or recovers an errant snap and immediately returns to his knee to the ground and places the ball for a kick. Or again rises to advance, hand, kick, or pass. So what they're saying is if there's an errant snap and he stays on his knees, he can recover the ball, put the ball down for a kick, and that's legal. Okay? He can also rise, and then he becomes, a runner or a passer. If he gets up off of his knees to recover the ball, he can go immediately back down to a knee, and the ball can be kicked legally. Or he can rise, and same thing. He can run, hand, kick, or pass. In this case, he couldn't kick. Maybe he could. I guess he could drop kick it. Okay. But he is not allowed to do what is described in this scenario. He cannot be on his knee. Because remember, if he has the ball in his possession and his knee is on the ground, he's down, right? But we give this exception to holders. But he has to rise up, and then he can pass the ball backwards to the kicker, and the kicker can pass it. That's fine. But he can't be on his knee when he does it. And as I say, I think in college this is legal. So we have officials get confused on this. So you just remember, he cannot pass or backward pass the ball from his knees. Okay? All right, moving on. So the answer is B. The try is unsuccessful. Okay, question 54. The mercy rule is in effect during the fourth quarter. During the following situations, the game clock will not run, and the game clock will start at the snap or when a kick is legally touched. Rule references 312. 312 simply says by state association adoption, a point differential may be established, whereby if one team has established a point differential, the game shall be terminated. A state association may also establish guidelines for using a running game clock. So that's what we've done in California. And here is the mercy rule. Get over there, you bastard. All right. So this was adopted in 2011, evidently. I couldn't find anything newer than that. And this is the mercy rule. So basically, during the first three quarters, if both teams agree to have a running clock, then the clock will run continuously with the exception of a few things that are down here. We'll go over that in a second. If at the start of the fourth quarter, their point differential is 35 or more, then the running clock is automatic. And once the running clock is in effect, it doesn't matter if the score or the differential falls below 35, we still have a running clock. So the game clock shall be stopped for the end of a period, a score, a free kick following a fair catch or awarded fair catch, a charged team timeout, a coach-referee conference, or an official's timeout. So over here, we've got a free kick following a fair catch, awarded fair catch, a charged team timeout, a coach-referee conference, and an official's timeout. So they just left a couple of things out of there, but all of those are true. So the answer is E. Now remember, that clock runs even if the point differential falls below 35. Okay? And if both coaches agree to have a running clock, and that happens, just get it going. Let it run. All right. Move on. Okay, question 55. Runner A21 is wearing a hoodie with the hood sticking out above and behind his neck. We'll actually see a lot of this. B54 pulls the hoodie from behind and pulls A21 down backwards. Is that legal or is it illegal? Now, the reference is 153. That's our old friend, illegal equipment, and you will not find the word hoodie in this list of illegal equipment. So by that definition, the hoodie is legal. And the comparison I was told was it's just like long hair or dreadlocks. If they're hanging out of the back of the helmet and the player is grabbed by those and pulled back or down, that's legal. It seems crazy, but it is. And then 943 is the rule against 943K is the horse collar rule. And even though this guy is pulled backwards, just like, it was a horse collar, the rule states it has to be inside the back or side collar or nameplate area of either the shoulder pads or the jersey. So it doesn't fit that it doesn't fit that either. So it's not, so this is a legal play, believe it or not. So the answer is A. Okay, question number 56. A, second and 7 at the A23. Quarterback A2 drops back to the A15 and attempts a screen pass. When the pass is thrown, A57 is blocking at the A27, so he's 4 yards beyond the line of scrimmage. The pass is overthrown, and A19, the intended receiver, muffs the ball at the A20. The ball continues in flight beyond the line of scrimmage and falls to the ground at the A29. By rule, okay, so we've had some questions in the past where is it offensive pass interference when a player is blocking downfield? Is it an eligible receiver downfield? So let's talk about pass interference first. Pass interference on a legal forward pass begins for A at the snap. So A can never interfere. Okay. B when the ball leaves the passer's hand. So B is able to make contact before the ball is thrown. Pass interference restrictions end on a legal forward pass for all eligible A players when the pass has been touched by any player. In this case, it's touched by A19. So any eligible A player could commit what would be considered pass interference, and it would be legal. Ends for all ineligible A players when B touches the pass. So that didn't happen. So it's still, pass interference restrictions are still on. However, it is not pass interference for ineligible A players to use hands and arms in a legal block to ward off an opponent. And that's probably what we have going on here. I can't say for sure, but, he's blocking. He's blocking a defensive lineman. So more than likely, this would apply. It also ends for all B players when the pass has been touched by any player. So B, this is why you see defenses when a ball is tipped, they'll just, they'll just push the guy, or they'll make contact that would not otherwise be pass interference because the restrictions are off. And then, of course, all players when the pass is incomplete. I think it goes without saying. So if we go down to 7.5.12, this is where we talk about ineligible players. And ineligible A players may not advance beyond the expanded neutral zone. And we know the expanded neutral zone is 2 yards behind the defensive line of scrimmage in the field of play. Okay? So they cannot advance more than 2 yards before, if the ball crosses the line of scrimmage, which this one did, and if B touches the pass, then the restriction is terminated. But B didn't touch the pass. So the right answer here is ineligible downfield, A, 2nd and 12 at the A18. But wait, there's more. What you see here is the instructional chairman's version of the printed study guide. And it always includes this focus section for each answer. And notice what it says. It is appropriate for an association to consider A has gained no advantage in this situation and that no foul has occurred. This philosophy results in the correct answer being B. Now remember, the question said by rule. Okay, so by rule, the correct answer is A. But by philosophy, Orange County, San Diego, CFOA, we consider this a situation where no advantage was gained, and therefore we are not going to call a foul on this play, even though the rule says it's a foul. I know that's confusing, but it is the way it is. It's we have several fouls like that. Holding comes to mind. We don't call holding unless it has a material impact on the play. So the correct answer per the test is A, but when you're out on the field, it's B. No foul. Okay, moving on. Question 57. A, 4th and 5 at the B15. A23 runs to the B5 where he's tackled by B45. A23 gets up and taunts B45. So do we have A's ball 1st and 10 at the B20? Do we have it B's ball 1st and 10 at the B20? Or is it A's ball 4th and 10 at the B20? All right, so the rule references 10-1-2, 10-4-5, and 5-1-2. 5-1-2 says when a foul occurs during a dead ball between downs or prior to the free kick or snap, the official shall not permit the ball to become alive. And basically what this is saying is that a foul that occurs during a dead ball period, it can be accepted or declined by the designated representative. And this is a dead ball foul. I mean, after 23 is tackled, the ball is dead. The play's over. And they got a 1st down. Okay. But, and that's what 10-1-2 refers to. After a 4th down, a new series of downs shall be awarded only after considering the fact of any act during the down. They're talking about mostly about fouls, except non-player and unsportsmanlike fouls. So even if this unsportsmanlike act had occurred during the play, it would not affect the outcome in terms of whether it's 4th down or not, or whether B gets the ball or not. So we're going to enforce from the B5. It'll be 1st down. Take it back 15 yards. The answer is A, 1st and 10 at the B20. Okay, this question is kind of the reverse of the last question. A, 4th and 15 at the A25. A23 runs to the A33 and is tackled by B45. After A23 gets up, B45 taunts A23. Okay, so the same criteria apply that we just talked about, and that is that the foul occurs after the play is over, and it wouldn't matter if it was during the play. A did not make the line to gain, right? It's 4th and 15 at the A25. They would have had to get to the A40. They didn't. So we are going to give B the ball, but we are going to penalize them 15 yards rather, from the A33. So it'll be B's ball, 1st and 10 at the A48. Okay, this is a good one. Pay attention. We screw this one up. A, 3rd and 23 at the A18. A36 is carrying the ball at the A25 towards B's goal when B93 grabs A36's jersey and violently pulls A36 backward. B93 maintains the hold while A36 continues to run. And B93 finally falls forward to the ground at the A29. And the rule reference is 943, which is our personal fouls, K. And that has to do with horse collar tackling. Now, horse collars are greatly misunderstood. And actually, the way he worded this, it's not clear where he grabbed him. It says he just grabs his jersey. Well, that's not enough. But the key point here is that, well, let's look at the rule. No player or non-player shall grab the inside, back, or side collar of the nameplate area directly below the back collar or of either of the shoulder pads or jersey of the runner subsequently pull backward or sideward that opponent to the ground. Even if possession is lost, the horse collar foul is enforced as a live ball foul. And we have H up here, which is the original. I'm sorry, I take that back. Never mind. Don't listen to me. So the rule states that the grasp has to be inside the back or side collar. That means inside the collar. Okay. Or the nameplate area, which is the upper part of the jersey, directly below the back collar. And then the player must be pulled backward or sideward to the ground by that contact. That's important because what we've seen is horse collar type of grasps where another player comes in and brings the player down, or the player goes forward, which we have in this case. That is not a horse collar foul. Okay, it looks bad, I'll give you that, and everybody's going to be screaming for it, but it's not a horse collar foul. So, we, A36, where'd he go? To A29. 3rd and 23. So we're going to have D, A, 4th and 12 at the A29. Question 60. After a foul is committed by either the offense or the defense, the play clock is set to 25 seconds. And it refers to 361A1E, which is right here. And the play clock and ready for play clock, 25 seconds will be on the play clock and start on the ready for play signal. And E says following an official's timeout as in 357 or 3510. And 357E is equipment repair. 3510 refers to injury, an injured player. Well, they decided to take it one step further and change the rule and add if the defensive team is the only team to commit a foul. So we don't set it to 25 seconds. This is an exception. So it would be set to 40 seconds. And you can see the rationale is the defense is currently able to commit a foul in order to gain a 25-second play clock and gain a potential time advantage. This resolves this issue. So, the answer here is false. Well, that's it for questions 51 through 60. Hey, the good news is that we've got about 15 more difficult questions to go, and then the last 25 questions are all mechanics questions that go really fast. So hang in there. As always, if you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, just click on my picture in the right hand corner, click the red subscribe button, and also click the bell so you get notifications of new releases of videos. If you want to access the playlist for all the testing videos, click on the box on the left.